Okay, people, what's going on? What's going on? We are live. Let me adjust my camera a little bit. All right, here we go, people. What's going on? 12 on the dot, 3 o'clock Eastern. It's your boy, Coach Vic, certified land investor. Glad to be here with you. Didn't put on a suit today because I just didn't have the time because I was so excited for what I'm about to share with you today. So as always, if you can hear me and see me okay, let me know. But today we're talking about how your vacation experience can actually help you make more money investing in land. All right, so let's jump right into it because I don't know how long this is going to be. I was still kind of writing this out as I was right before time. So this is actually going to be an interesting thing. So I want you to think back about a time you bought some property and you were trying to sell it, and for whatever reason, it didn't move, right? People weren't buying. Like, to you, it was like, hey, this is a great deal. It's in a great location. It's beautiful. It's sizable. It's all these great things that you could talk about it, but for whatever reason, you're just not getting the bites. You're not getting the people inquiring about it. You're not getting the interest that you thought it should. Have you been in a situation like that? I want you to raise your hand, write in the comments, whether you're watching this live or the replay, and let me know if you've ever done that, where you got a piece of property, you felt it was a good piece. It wasn't like some crappy lot that you can see the value in it. Now, why aren't people buying it? Why am I not getting enough leads? What is going on? Raise your hand, raise your hand, raise your hand. Okay, good, good, good. We're going to talk about that today. Now, what I want you to do right now in this moment is to kind of close your eyes for a bit and picture this, okay? You just started a great vacation. You traveled somewhere. It's a long travel day, but the whole time you're excited. You're with your friends and or family, your loved ones, the people you love to be with. And while early in the day, when you guys first, left the house and everybody's getting together and you're saying hello and like, all right, we can't wait. We're heading to our whatever we're going. The energy's high, but you're on an airplane. You're still excited, but you just like, I just can't wait to get there. I'm so excited. I just can't wait to get there. And eventually you finally get to the destination. You're a little tired from the travel, but you're there. The weather is warm. The people are friendly. You're in a new location that you've never been. Sure, there's certain similarities that you see from back at home, but this is different. Something feels good about this place. You're looking around and you're trying to get your lay of the land a little bit. You get to the hotel or the Airbnb or the family's house or wherever. You put your stuff down. It's time to kind of relax. Maybe you're taking a nap. Maybe it's late, so you're going to sleep throughout the night. But whatever it is, eventually you are there and you are rested and you're excited. And you decide to go out to eat. And as you're traveling to the restaurant or wherever you're going, maybe you're just traveling back to the hotel and everything's at the hotel. But either way, you're traveling, you're taking in the sights, the sounds, the smells, the fashion that people are wearing, like what people are doing in their day-to-day as they're going about their lives, like the billboards you may see as you're traveling to your destination. After you get there, maybe you hear something on TV or like just the local like news or the local television shows, whether you're in the US or you're traveling abroad. And you're getting this great picture of like a little bit of slice of life of what it's like to live in this great locale. Now, you're there, you're noticing some great scenery. So you're probably on Instagram, you flexing, you're looking good, and I would imagine if you're anything like me, I'm thinking about a tropical location. And you're in your bikini or your bathing suit or whatever. I wear a little Speedo, it is what it is, don't judge me. But you're taking photos, not just of yourself, but the location, the food you're eating, you and your friends and family or whoever you're traveling with, having a great time. And wow, this is amazing. This is what you've been waiting for. Now, you haven't been to this place very long. It's probably been less than 24 hours. But imagine somebody walked up to you like, hey, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate this place? Like, not just this hotel or this restaurant or wherever, this pool, this beach, whatever, but the country, the town, the state, whatever. Unless like something terrible happened to you, you probably give it a high rating. This is even knowing that you've only been there for a short amount of time. You haven't seen very much of the place. You've seen a very, very small slice. But because of everything that's going on and the anticipation and excitement and just being somewhere new, you probably rate it pretty high. Probably pretty safe to say. Now, what if though? What if I flip this a little bit for you? What if I said you have to write an ad for this place to sell some vacant land here? How hard would it be with this excitement, this feeling, the small slice of life? Now, if you're not used to writing, you might, panic up a little bit. But if I just had, hey, just talk, you have to talk through it. Just, talk to me one-on-one about what you like about this place. You're like, oh, that's easy. Oh, the weather's great. And the weather could be the exact same weather you have at home, right? But you're like, oh, it's great. Oh man, the people are so friendly. You may have only talked to 2 people. You don't really know. Oh man, the food is delicious. I mean, you don't know if it's because you're hungry, because you haven't eaten all day, or the food is good, or it's just you're just glad to eat something different. The point is, you'll find good things to say about a place, even if you don't really know much about it. What's the difference? Well, a lot of it's your mindset about it, what you think about it, the energy you're putting in to the experience. The how do I say, I don't want to call it an imagination, but more of like, I guess you can go that way. What you're imagining what life would be like here, or what it is like here at this place. Now, guess what? Finding an area to invest in kind of works the same way. Think about it. You know me. I'm going to always tell you, invest where you're like that, in a place that supports your budget, right? So you find an area, let's say you have $2,000 to invest. You look for an area that property selling for $8,000. You find, build a list, you start talking to people, boom, great. Let's just say you actually buy a property for around $2,000. Like, great, I can sell for $8,000. And it looks good, it's, it's by a road, all these things. But the problem is it's not moving like I described earlier. A lot of times that energy and that excitement you feel when you're on vacation, you don't have that same energy and excitement for this new area, even though it should give you that same energy, not because you think it's the best, most wonderful, it's the most, I can't wait to vacation here area, but because number one, it's about to make you thousands of dollars. And number two, you are actually going to help somebody who loves that area find their own piece of it. So it's going to be your job to kind of get that excitement so you can relay it to them. And that way they feel trusted buying from you, right? This is what I like to call finding the beauty in the area. And I'm gonna give you 3 ways to kind of do that, to help you not only write good ads and things like that, but to understand the property you're buying, if it's going to be worth what you think it is down the line. All right, so that sound good to you? That sound good? Whether you're watching live or you're not watching in the comment, or excuse me, the replay, comment below. Let me know what you think, because I think this small adjustment can really help you with your land investing, because oftentimes I find a lot of people are very ignorant to the areas they're investing in. They don't know the first thing about it. They know about their property, like, oh, the size of it, if there's water available and all that, but they don't know why a person would want that property. They don't know what type of person they should be marketing to. They don't know anything about the area. And like, if the price point will actually like support what they're looking to get. And then they're wondering why their property isn't selling. So finding the beauty will help you overcome all of these things. All right, so check it out. There's going to be 3 ways to do it. First way to help you find the beauty is going to help you understand, hey, when I'm looking to research an area, if I want to invest here or not, first thing you should do, go to Google Maps, right? Now, what to do in Google Maps? Well, there's a couple of things. One, Street View local places. I'm not talking about the property. I mean, if Street View is available for your property, it rarely, well, I guess it depends on where you're investing, but normally it's not. But if it is, then great. But you're not just looking at your property. Go to like the local downtown, if there's a downtown. And now it may not be in the area that you're investing in, or actually, excuse me, the town that you're investing in. Maybe it's the town over. But whether it's 10 miles away or whatever, 5 miles away, it's not going to be a giant difference of the type of people who live in the area. There'll be some difference, but it's not going to be a giant difference. So look at the downtown area. Look at the main street, so to speak. What type of shops are there? What types of cars are people driving? What types of events may be going on around there, right? As you're doing Street View, go ahead and quote unquote drive down the street. You're a Street View, you're looking at the road, there's an arrow that you can click on in Google. Click the arrow, it takes you a couple houses down, or a couple, I guess maybe 20 feet down the road. Move the mouse, look around, see what you can see there, right? Get a real sense of the area. Also, while you're on Google Maps, look at the different pins that are there. Like a lot of times Google will talk about the different restaurants, the different locations, the lakes, the rivers, the ponds, different RV places. There's different places that were going to be pinned automatically by Google, different businesses, all that. Go ahead and click on those things. See if they have a website. Look at them. Go ahead and see if they have any reviews by those pins. What are people saying in those reviews? Why do you think they say that? Right? You're going to see a lot of different things there. Now, speaking of the reviews, not all places are going to leave a review, or excuse me, not all people are going to leave a review for a place. That doesn't mean you can't learn from it, right? Now, you can still get insight from different places from the few people that do leave reviews. You don't need a ton. Even if the review is shitty, you could be like, well, it tells me that maybe the population is a little more discerning. They want a little bit more quality. Maybe it says, maybe if the reviews are good, but the place doesn't look that great, at least to your untrained eye, like, okay, this is more of a down home, they're not too fancy. They're, salt of the earth type of people, right? You're getting a good understanding of the area and the people, because that's what makes the area, the people who live in it. So you're starting to understand that a little bit more. Now, here's the one that most people won't be able to do, but if you're one of the few people that do, let's say you have a VR headset, you have an Oculus 2 or an HTC Vive, or, any of the other VR headsets out there, hell, even a Google Cardboard or whatever, use Street View and Google Maps in VR. It's a game changer because it can really feel like you are there. Now, obviously not every road and all that is mapped out to use the VR version of it, but if you can, do it. You're looking around, you're looking up, you can see everything, you can kind of peer around corners in certain ways. That will really help you feel like you are there. And you can start to get a real sense of the area. Granted, it's not obviously going to be as good as actually being there, but now you're starting to see, you're starting to understand, you're starting to see what type of businesses are there, what type of restaurants. That's going to tell you what type of people are there, because the businesses and restaurants that are there to serve the public that are there. And those people are going to gravitate to a certain type of cuisine, maybe certain lifestyle, all these things. And just understanding that will help you understand what type of people you're dealing with, which gives you a good indication of the area, a good indication of when you're selling, what type of people you're going to be communicating with and how to communicate with them properly. And sometimes when you're buying as well. All right. Now, so far, so good. So again, first stop, trying to find the beauty, Google Maps. It's going to give you a lot more information than you can by just looking at a spreadsheet or just looking at price numbers and things like that. Second, go to the local tourism web pages. Now, no matter what town or county it is, no matter big or small, there's some kind of tourism web page out there. Sometimes they're made more for the locals to say, hey, here are what the events are coming up. Sometimes they're more for actual tourists because they're more of a tourist destination. Either way, there's going to be something that is going to tell you more about the area and their events. You want to understand what they have going on. Why? Well, this is going to be a great selling point to talk about these events. And two, again, you're going to find out more about the people and the people who will want to be there. So think about this. You're going to find, let's just say your certain area has a chili cook-off. What type of person likes chili? What type of person will want to go there to compete in a cook-off? Or let's just say there's some kind of like world tour fishing, like, like there's the professional fishers that go out there. Let's just say like one of the locations is like their local lake or something like that. Well, what type of fishermen are like sport fishermen? What type of people will go watch them do their thing? What type of people may not be sport fishermen, but they just enjoy fishing, right? So it's going to help you understand a little bit about the people and about what draws someone there. So even if the activity or the event will have a wide variety of people who would enjoy it, it is still something that you can highlight in your ads. It's like, hey, we got this beautiful thing that happens every year or every month or whatever, however frequently it happens. This is going to be something that's going to entice people who may not be looking for something more so. Think about this. You know, I'm jumping ahead a bit. Let's just go back to the chili cook-off just because it was a random example I came up with. Sure, when you're advertising your property and you're on Facebook, for example, so you need more than how much, where is it a good deal, and what can I do with it? You got to sell a little bit, or in your own webpage. What if you're, instead of your headline like, hey, vacant land for sale? What if you said vacant land not far from the world famous tiny town Texas chili cook-off? Has a little bit more pop, doesn't it? People who wouldn't be looking for land, maybe they're a little bit more interested now because they didn't think it was something that they can do. What if instead of just saying, hey, small lot for sale, like, hey, I got a beautiful property a mile away from the lake where they have the bass fishing world tour come every year. Sounds a little bit different, doesn't it? Hits a little bit different. That gets people to look a little bit. This is why it's important. Now, not everything is going to be as easy to promote. Like if it's a bunch of tchotchkes on the wall and weird shit like that, and that's all they got, that's fine. That just tells you like, hey, this is a great tourist destination. This is a great route, or like near Route 66. It's going to be something that you can do or talk about, and that tourism board will help you. Now, sometimes the website is not going to be from the county. It's going to be from like an Expedia or some kind of travel agency. So they already done the work for you to figure out what are the cool things to do in that area. And you're going to be so surprised with what you find. Because I promise you, no matter how remote or how weird or whatever, you're going to find something good that you can use to help give a little sizzle to your steak. It's an advertising term. So far making sense? You guys liking this? This is good? All right. Okay. Next one, and the final thing that I will talk about today before we move on. Refer to the local papers, the bloggers, the magazines, and just the locals in general. All right. Now, these writers in general, they're going to talk about what's going on in their town. Maybe that local cook-off that I talked about, that example I made up, is going to, make the news, and it's going to be in the paper. Maybe they're the blogger who moved from the big city and now they're more remote, but they still enjoy writing for their audience, and they can talk about the virtues of their small town or something, or their ranch or whatever it is. Maybe it's going to be, just a local opinion pieces about the, not about the town itself, but just about some kind of event. An event doesn't got to be like an actual, like, cook-off or, some kind of parade, but it could be like, hey, our high school basketball team's not doing well. They lost another game, right? But you're going to find some type of writing about the local happenings, the local going-ons, and you can use that to help you understand a little bit more about the area, and again, about the people who live there, and about what type of things are important to the folks who live there. So now you got some more things that you can talk about when you're selling and when you're buying. So there's times when people are going to, if you do what I do, you're going to talk to people who don't live in the area. They're going to ask you things like, hey, so why do you want to buy this property? And yeah, you don't want to lie. You can say, I want to buy it so I can sell, or I might keep it, or whatever it is. But you can easily be like, well, right now, the local high school team isn't doing very well, and I want to have a place that potentially could be a place where they can work out. That was a terrible example, but hopefully you understand. Or you're like, hey, there's a local chili cook-off there every year. I like chili. I want the property. That's a little bit better. Now notice that the property, or excuse me, what I explained didn't really make sense, as in, like I said, therefore I'm going to live on the property. It just says, I like the chili cook-off. I want the property there because it's chili cook-off, which isn't necessarily, that's not a lie. You're not, it's a little bit of omission of the truth per se, but I'm not saying don't tell me you're not going to sell it, but I'm just saying, sometimes the because, the reasoning why is not usually something people care that much about. So if you say, hey, there's a chili cook-off, I want property there. Oh, okay, cool, whatever. I don't want it. So here you go. Here's your money, or here's your property. Give me the money. So there's that. Now, as you are looking up different blogs and things like that about this area, some bloggers will wax poetic, meaning they're going to talk, in like romantic terms about the property, or excuse me, about the area and the people in it, right? And they're going to talk about how great it is and how this is a long lost thing, and they don't make them like this anymore, and blah 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 blah. That's cool, no problem. A lot of times though, you can use those words or those phrases and kind of put them in your ads. Now, I'm not saying plagiarize. That's, don't do that. But if you hear somebody talking about like this beautiful golden sunset, there's no reason why you couldn't put a similar sentence or phrase in your ads. If people are talking about, I don't know, like the majestic wildlife in the area, there's no reason why you couldn't talk about the majestic wildlife in the area. You see what I'm saying? So sometimes, a lot of times, these people, they've done the hard work for you of the cool things to say. And I'll tell you this, you don't need a lot of fancy words or a lot of adjectives and things like that to make a good ad. But every now and then, when you're describing the land and the area, you want to throw that in there to add a little spice to it. And again, since this blogger or this writer or this local, telling you about the property as they're selling it to you, they want to put that in there, fantastic. You can use that for your ads. Add a little bit more color, a little bit more spice to your writing, and that is going to help tremendously. Now, you also will learn a little bit more about the area when you talk to buyers. Again, the locals, like, hey, oh, this is for available. Okay, great. Yeah, I want this property. Don't be afraid to ask, hey, so what has you interested in this property? Because not everybody that's going to come to you is going to want to buy. Or the ones they buy, they may drag their feet a bit. Somebody else bought it, and be like, okay, this is great. I'm gonna buy another lot in this area. So when you do, you got more things to say, because you have that experience from talking to people, understanding what they liked about it, and then they're like, okay, got it. So your next ad will be that more potent. Now with this info, can you see how you can really start to get a feel for the positive in the area, even if those positives aren't necessarily your cup of tea? Can you see that? Because again, it's not about what you like or what you don't like. It's more about, hey, how can I make this as appealing as possible? What are the good things that I'm not seeing about the property? Because all I just looked at was the size, the location, is it near a road? Does it have water access? Things like that. Also, can you start to see how you can start to find the different types of people who may be attracted to a property in that area? Can you start to see how this information can help you say the right things to them when you're on the sales call, or just writing an ad to get them to like kind of shake them up, wake up, slap them around like you Will Smith, pop, pop, pop. And like, oh yeah, I do want this property. Can you start to see where this information has come from? Now, if you start to put your ads and you start writing them with this level of detail, it doesn't got to be, please don't think it's got to be long paragraphs. That's not the case, right? Too much words, people ain't going to read it either, right? You just need a couple, 3 or 4 sentences, maybe between 4 and 8 sentences, and a couple that pop, boom, boom, boom. Now on your own webpage, you might want to go a little longer to be a little bit more flowery with your language, but it's unnecessary. So you just need boom, some good bullet point like sentences. In fact, literal bullet points. They don't got to be like a paragraph, like bullet points. Boom, boom, boom. But can you see at that level of detail how that's going to really help make your ad stand out above all the noise? All right. Now, when you do this and you start shaking up the readers, you're like, wake up, pop, 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 buy this property, give me a call. What do you think is going to happen? 2 things. One, the people who are not interested in how you talk and therefore not interested in the land, because you're basically taking what people have said about the property or the area and you're just putting it in on the ad, they're not going to be attracted. That is good, because they will not want to buy from you anyway. They're just going to be there to waste your time and quote unquote be tire kickers. But then those who it does resonate with, oh, they're on it quick. They're on that phone call. They're trying, hey, when can I see it? Oh, I can't wait. Man, I've been looking for something like this, right? Because before they were asleep and the other ads you had out there didn't wake them up, so they never noticed your ads. They notice this one though, because you spoke to them in a language that they can understand, and now they're ready. So one last thing, I want to say this too. Your job when you're writing these ads, not in places like Zillow or something like that where you don't have a lot of space, but your job is to help them feel like they're the property owner already, and how great that feeling is, because that's what they're looking for. They're buying this for a feeling. You want them to feel similar feelings that you have when you're on that vacation that we talked about early on. You want them to kind of feel that they're reading the ad. Now, the words and then like the images they put in their mind will help them get that feeling. Trust me. It may not feel like it's possible, but it's very possible. Your brain doesn't know the difference between a memory and its imagination. So it has a very similar effect. And if you write the right words and you say the right things, you can put the brain in a state like that where it's like, oh yeah, that feels good. I want more of that. So here we go. Now that I've said that and you have a little bit of idea of what to do, how to make your ad a little bit better, I'm doing some critiques. So if you want my help kind of refining certain ads, or you want my help just picking an area, you got me. You can send me a DM. You can, actually put a post, post a comment, and then I'll hit you up with a DM. It will help you to understand that I'm going to basically ask the different questions that I kind of went through in this little list here. But the point is, understanding the area better, it's going to lead to more confidence when you're putting offers out there, because you're going to know more about what you're doing. It's going to lead to more confidence when you're putting your ads out there, when you're selling. It's going to lead to more confidence when you're on the phone when people are inquiring about the property. Because, I mean, let's face it, a lot of times we're not confident because we don't really know the answers to a lot of the questions that we feel we should know the answers to. Well, going through this work is going to help you have that knowledge. It's going to give you that confidence. So you need help with picking your area, or you want to make sure that your ads are on point, hit me up. I'm doing critiques. So yeah, that's it. Hopefully you found this useful. I'm looking forward to seeing the ads that you guys put out there. But other than that, peace out.